So last time we talked about this big idea, building an autonomous watchdog AI. But here's the thing. Before an AI can think for itself, it needs data that's absolutely flawless. Today, we're going to roll up our sleeves and actually build the bulletproof data foundation that makes it all possible.
Look, we all know these large language models are incredible at reasoning, right? They understand language, but what happens when you ask one to calculate something really critical, like your company's gross profit margin? Can you really trust its math when big financial decisions are on the line? And that, right there, is the core problem we have to solve.
So this really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you've got raw AI math. And honestly, it's risky. It's totally unpredictable and can even lead to what people call math hallucinations. But on the other side, you have a governed, pre-calculated approach. This gives you results that are 100% consistent, they're tested, and they're reliable every single time.
Right, so to even get to that autonomous watchdog we've been talking about, the AI can't be working with messy or inconsistent data. It's just not going to work. Before it can make even a single decision, its foundation, the data it stands on, has to be absolutely perfect.
Okay, so where do we start? Well, the whole process kicks off with ingestion. This is step one, taking all of your raw business data and pulling it into one single, super secure cloud environment. This is where you can control everything and start to shape it. For this particular setup, we're using Azure Synapse SQL Pool, and it's perfect for this because it's designed for massive scale storage and computation. And security? That's not an afterthought. It's baked in right from the get-go with a networking firewall that locks down access to only specific pre-approved IP ranges.
Okay, so our data's locked down and secure. Now for the really important part, the heart of the foundation, building what's called the semantic layer. We're going to use a tool called dbt for this, and this is where we create that single source of truth for the entire organization. So what in the world is a semantic layer? You know, the best way to think about it is like a master recipe book for all your company's data. It is the one central official place where all your business rules and your key metric calculations are defined and standardized. One recipe, one result, every single time.
So let's walk through how dbt actually does this. First up, dbt connects to that raw data sitting in Azure. Then, using simple SQL models, it starts cleaning, transforming, and standardizing everything. This is where it defines key metrics, like gross margin. And what you get at the end is this clean, governed, and totally reliable data product. In this case, it's called the FCT_sales_performance mark.
All right, we've talked about the what and the how, but now let's get to the real reason we're doing all of this, the why. Why go through all this trouble to build this semantic layer? Well, it all comes down to preventing those dangerous AI math hallucinations. 100%. That's it. That's the magic number. This is the number that every single business leader wants to see. 100% reliable financial metrics, guaranteed. We're not talking mostly right or usually accurate. No, this is the kind of absolute certainty you need before you let an AI reason over your company's most important business data. And that's really the whole point, isn't it? The entire purpose of this architecture is to guarantee that reliability and completely eliminate the risk of an AI just inventing its own way to calculate a critical financial metric on the fly. So here's the secret sauce, right here. What we're doing is fundamentally changing the AI's job. With this dbt foundation, the AI is no longer a calculator. It's not doing the math anymore. It simply reads the final, pre-calculated, human-vetted result straight from the data mart. By doing this, you completely take calculation errors off the table. Gone.
And there's one last layer of protection here. We can use dbt's built-in testing features to set up these automated guardrails. So, for example, you can literally set up a test that says, hey, does this profit margin even make sense? Is it in a logical range? What this means is the data is checked and double-checked for quality before the AI even gets a look at it.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, when you put all these pieces together, what you end up with is a truly bulletproof data foundation. It's an entire architecture that's built on three fundamental pillars of trust.
And it all comes down to these three things. Pillar 1, secure ingestion in Azure, keeping your data safe. Pillar 2, standardized logic with dbt, so you have one source of truth. And finally, Pillar 3, guaranteed accuracy, because we've hard-coded the metrics to prevent any AI errors. This, right here, is the foundation for trustworthy AI.
Okay, so we did it. We've built this incredibly reliable, governed, and accurate data foundation. The numbers are perfect. But That just leads to the next big question. How do we get the AI to actually reason over this perfect data to find brand new insights? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into in our final explainer. I'll see you then.